Hey, Big Brother fans, the nominations are locked in for week 5, and Ava Pearl just rocked the house with 2 of her 3 noms that really blindsided everybody. It's Belinda, and let's get into who head of household Ava nominated and how they reacted and who they blamed. So, one nice thing about getting Mickey out of the HOH room and Ava into it is that she's one of those HOHs who likes to cam talk. And some of the things she said so far made me really laugh. Ava said that Vinny's mustache always made her feel suspicious. Me too, girl. Me too. Ava also said she wanted to keep the crazy people in the house and evict the ones that aren't so crazy, like Zach and Vince. So she said Ashley, Kelley, Mickey, Morgan, and Katherine are all a little bit nutso. If we get the level-headed people out, Vinny and Zach, and then she laughed and said, I don't want to put Lauren up. Let them attack each other. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just going to go off of vibes. She's just like wackadoo talking. Another fun tidbit was Ava saying, I'm nobody's side piece, mother effers. It's Ava Pearl. And she also said that Ashley will tick off Mickey, and then Mickey will take Ashley out, and Ava won't have to do it herself. And she also said she's going to keep the strong women because she's weaker than them. And another funny Ava moment was when she said, I don't want to see anyone evicted in this game, but frankly, this is Big Brother, not squatters' rights. And it was just so much fun. If you're not watching the feeds, she is one to watch. From the moment Ava got her HOH key, she knew who she wanted to put up. Keanu, because he's expected, not so much because he's a repeat nom, but more because they had those confrontations at the POV comp. And then I guess during the HOH comp, he was really close behind her and there was some dust up. And then she had Zach and Vince on her mind, but Ava also fully expects that Keanu will win another Power of Veto and get himself off the block. So she's already got her renoms decided on as well. The latest thing I heard was Morgan with Lauren as a backup, although she briefly considered Katherine as well. And the thing is, both Morgan and Lauren may see the block because Zach's got that $10,000 buyback power that he can use to get himself off the block. And we've heard that the power could come out in the worst way for Ava because she may have to make 2 back-to-back renoms. Apparently, Zach can play his power after the POV comp. So he can decide whether to use it or not after he sees if he won Power of Veto. So if Zach wins POV, he could take himself down with his $10,000 power and then turn around and use that POV on somebody else and take down 2 of the 3 nominations. However, if Zach wins the Power of Veto, the smarter move is to use it on himself and then keep that buyback power in his pocket for use later. Or, Zach could lose POV and then take himself down with his advantage, and the POV winner could take another nominee down, forcing Ava into 5 potential nominations this week. But she's got her names locked in, even if that happens, even if she has to do them back to back. I think she's ready to pull the trigger. So leading up to the nomination ceremony, Zach actually thought he was totally safe and wouldn't see the block, and that Ava was definitely going to nominate Ashley. And Ava was saying that she just wants to see Rachel and Ashley smile. So we already knew they weren't going on the block, and Zach was just delulu because he thinks he has gaslit all the ladies in the house with his riz. What's really funny is also leading up to the nomination ceremony on Friday, Keanu confidently told Vince that he doesn't see Ava putting him, Vince, and Zach up. And Vince told Keanu, I can't have you and I on the block together. We need each other's vote. So this was also really funny. Ava was rehearsing with Rachel what she was going to say to Zach at the nomination ceremony. And I really hope she did it. We'll find out on the CBS episodes, but this was what she'd said. Sassafras, your charms may work on most of the girls in this house, but on me, you're going to have to work a little harder. You've been blocked. And Rachel was cackling and told Ava that it was perfect. And just a quick note, Ashley has been defending herself and denying voting to evict Kelley, and she's only confirmed to Rachel, who suspected it already, that she actually voted to save Jimmy, and Rachel has vowed to be silent about it. And both Ashley and Rachel think it's funny that Vince is the one who's under suspicion for that second hinky vote. And as a matter of fact, they were just cackling about Vince taking the fall because that seems to be the consensus right now. Also, Keanu caught Rachel and Ashley celebrating before the nominations because they knew they weren't going on the block and that the guys were. So feeds went down. And then they came back up from the nomination ceremony at about 6 p.m. Eastern time, and the house was kind of in chaos. Ava did indeed nominate Zach, Vince, and Keanu, and Zach and Vince were big mad, and both of them think that Rachel is behind it, and the bottom line is she is not. Morgan had told them she doesn't think that Rachel was behind it. I mean, Keanu's so used to being on the block, he's probably largely unfazed and just focused on winning another comp tomorrow to save himself. Zach ran whining up to Ava in the HoH room, demanding to know why he's on the block. Zach said he would never have put Ava on the block, which is not true. And she told him that. She's like, everybody's going to be on the block eventually. And then Zach wanted to know if somebody threw his name out there because it was just out of left field. And it was like he doesn't believe that she would just nominate him on her own volition. Ava said she felt like that Zach didn't trust her and wasn't talking game to her anymore, especially after some of her allies had been nominated and evicted. And Ava said she looked at the memory wall and thought, who can take care of themselves and who do I talk to the least? So then Zach said he'll try and talk to her more one-on-one after this week. And of course, he sounds very confident that he'll be staying, which Ava doesn't know. 100% he's staying because he's got that power to get himself off the block. Zach's not going anywhere this week. But Ava was nice and told him, I'm sorry, bro, several times. And then he kind of gave up because he got no info from Ava because he was so certain somebody was conspiring against him, you know, conspiring bitches, right? And the whole time Zach was in there bugging Ava, really funny, Will was actually hiding in the HoH bathroom and he crept out after Zach left and then he snuck back downstairs. So what's funny, Zach and Vince are so intent on finding out who put Ava up to putting them on the block. And the answer is nobody. Ava knew from the moment she won that key who she wanted to nominate, and not one person has influenced her. That's why she didn't even really do one-on-ones last night, because she was locked in. I guess those guys just don't think a woman can make up her mind all on her own and stick to it. That's the only conclusion I can draw. And Ava may think she's one of the weaker females in the house, but to me, she's mentally strong. She knew what she wanted. She went for it. Good for her. For my money, best nomination of BB27 so far.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.